What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and today we're going to do another pick a card reading. Thanksgiving is coming up for Americans, and in conjunction with my weekly reading this week, I got the feeling that today's a week to really be grateful, to be thankful. And I wanted to do a reading that kind of reflected that. So in today's reading, we're going to be using two different decks to figure out what we should be thankful for this Thanksgiving Day. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, then it's, you don't really need a reason to be grateful, okay? But that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, of course, there's an infinite possibility of things that you could be grateful for. But this reading is designed to kind of just give us a focus, one thing to really be grateful for. And this is going to be a quick reading. This is nothing too in-depth. This is just a fun, quick reading to give you an idea of where your gratitude should be placed this Thanksgiving. And we're going to be using the Amethyst Tarot as the main reading cards, and we're going to be using the Pagan Tarot as support cards. Now, as always, I've attached some crystals to each card. We've got a Tibetan Quartz Scepter. We've got an Amethyst Cluster. We've got a blue Hemimorphite, and we've got a Heliodor. I won't tell you which crystal does what in case you're not a crystal person, so that you're not influenced by your decision. I think what you should do is choose which crystal calls to you intuitively. And to help you to do that, I'm going to do the singing bowls. It's kind of a little ritual I'm starting. I really enjoy it. So if you would, or, you don't have to, right? If you want to skip this part, please go ahead and skip this part if you already know which crystal you want. But if you want to close your eyes and get into a semi-meditative state to help this reading out, then join me now. All right, you should know which crystal is yours, and we'll do them one at a time. And there's timestamps in the link below if you want, not in the link, in the description box below if you wanted to skip to your card. We're going to start with the Tibetan Quartz. All right, this is the reading for those who chose a Tibetan Quartz Scepter. Look at this little crystal guy. Tibetan Quartz is a very protective stone. It's quartz that was mined in the Himalayan mountains of Tibet. Since it was mined at such a high location, it's got a very high vibration. It's great for protection. Fantastic for meditation. It gets you into a meditative state like that. So let's see what these cards have to say. First, we'll look at the Amethyst Tarot. And we got the Ten of Pentacles. Give me a moment to go into this card. Okay, that message is pretty clear. Let me just take a look at the supporting card as well while we're here. We've got Strength. Oh, very clear message. The message here this Thanksgiving or this week, whatever, I say Thanksgiving like I assume everyone celebrates it. I know that there's Canadians and there's Europeans that watch these videos. But the main feeling I'm getting here for this week, what you can focus on your gratitude towards is your family, your friends, your close connections. Right? You look at this image of the Ten of Pentacles and you see the love and the support that's there. And you have to realize that no one does anything alone, ever. Okay? Your strength is internal, of course, but it's also supported by those around you. We see this woman here, the Strength card. She's got the help of the forest. She's got nature, Earth, Mother Gaia is having her back. And to a lesser extent, her family, her friends have her back. So I think it's something that you can really be grateful for this week is your friends, your family, and how much they support you, whether you realize it or not. How much strength that they give you, whether you realize it or not. They're there for you always, and they're always going to make sure that you're supported in any way, financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. So show some gratitude for them. And I know this is like an easy one. You should always show gratitude for these people in our lives. But today, or this week especially, show gratitude for these people. And realize that your strength comes from them, a lot of it. Okay, so that's just a quick reading. I hope you got something out of this. If you want to book a reading with me, you can do so through my Etsy site. And I want to thank you for watching and wish you a happy Thanksgiving. On to the next one. All right, now we're going to move on to those who chose the Amethyst Cluster. Amethyst is a crystal of the higher chakras. It helps stimulate psychic abilities. It's very protective, and it's great for meditation, right? You place one of these on your third eye, and you're going to open up those higher chakras to information from the higher realms. So one of the crystals I believe that everyone should have, it's usually the first one people start off with in their crystal journey. So Amethyst, spectacular crystal. So we're going to use these. We're going to look at this card first. We've got the Knight of Swords from the Pagan Tarot. Give me a moment here. Okay, let me check out this card from the Pagan Tarot. We've got the Five of Pentacles. All right, the feeling I'm getting here is this has to do with you. And I think what you should be grateful for this Thanksgiving season is your ability to patiently solve problems. Is kind of the feeling that I'm getting here. Not all of us are patient. Not all of us are great at problem solving. But I do get the feeling that many of you have both of those qualities. And you're really good at seeing an issue and figuring out the best way to approach it so as to fix it in the best way possible. And usually to do that, it requires patience, which I get the feeling that a lot of you have. So, we're taught during this Thanksgiving season to look at outside things to be grateful for. But I think this Thanksgiving, you should really be grateful for your qualities and your skills and your abilities, especially in this area when it comes to problem solving. Like, I get the feeling here that you don't get easily discouraged when problems, come against you. I get the feeling that you'll do what it takes in the time it takes to do it. And I think that's a very, very valuable skill to have that most people don't have. So this Thanksgiving, be grateful for yourself. I know when you go around the table and everyone says what they're grateful for, it's going to be weird when you say I'm grateful for myself. But if that's what you should be grateful for, that's what you should be grateful for, and don't feel like you need to self-censor for some reason. So this is a quick reading. I hope that resonated in some way. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so through my Etsy site, shop, whatever. And I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and thanks for watching. I'm going to move on to the next reading. All right, this reading is for those who chose the blue Hemimorphite. I have to admit, I have not worked with this crystal yet. I'm very excited to, though. From what I know, many people report it to be a psychic stone, a stone that really brings out your psychic abilities. So I'm looking forward to working with it. These pieces are beautiful. So yeah, I wish I could say more about it. I'll know in the coming weeks, but it takes me weeks or months, sometimes more than that, to really get used to the energy of a stone. So I'll have to do some work on that. I just got these in if you watched my unboxing video yesterday. But let's get to the reading. First, we'll look at the Anake. And we've got the Empress. Just give me a moment with this card, please. All right, pretty clear message. Let's check out the Pagan Tarot here. We've got the Elder of Swords, which is sort of like the Queen, I believe. Or no, maybe the King. This is a Pagan deck. It doesn't really follow Rider-Waite-Smith, so give me a moment with this. Okay. the feeling I'm getting from this card is that you guys should be grateful for all that you've achieved. I get the feeling of great achievement here, which has led to great abundance. And I think that your knowledge, your wisdom has really paid off and has resulted in abundance for you. Whether you realize it or not, you are very abundant because of your intellect, because of your wits, because of your problem-solving skills. And I think that you should be grateful for all you have. As a result, you've created a lot of things for yourself, and you should be grateful for that. I was just telling the Amethyst people, it's going to feel kind of weird, like when you go around the table this Thanksgiving, you say what you're grateful for. We're taught to believe that we should be grateful for outside things only, but I think this Thanksgiving you should be grateful for yourself. You know, you've created a lot of abundance, and yes, you co-created it with the universe, so don't deny that. Don't say, oh, I did it all, because that's ego mind interjecting. But I think you've done a great job co-creating with the universe, and you should be grateful for the universe for providing these things, but also for yourself for doing your part to manifest, right? A lot of people struggle with manifestation. They struggle with abundance. They struggle with creating for themselves. And you don't seem to have quite that struggle. So it's something to be grateful for this Thanksgiving. So I hope that resonated. If you want a reading with me, you can do so through my Etsy site. This was a quick, fun reading. But I do want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And thanks for watching. I'm going to move on to the last crystal. All right, this reading is for those who chose Heliodor. Heliodor is one of my favorite crystals to use at this time of year. It's a little bit like citrine in that it's just a high vibe, very bright crystal. It's a member of the beryl family along with like aquamarine and emerald. But Heliodor is the yellow version, and it resonates with the solar plexus. And it's just one of those crystals that just gives you energy, right? It gives you happiness during the cold winter months, which is why I like to use it now. It's kind of hard to find. It's a little bit expensive, but in my opinion, if you resonate with this crystal, it is worth it. I love it so much. So let's go into this reading. We'll start with the Anna K and see what it has to say. And we've got the Ten of Cups. Give me a moment with this one. Okay. Let me check out the Pagan Tarot before I start talking about things. And we've got the Fool. The feeling I'm getting from these cards is the idea of contrast. How do I put this? We've got the Ten of Cups here, which is one of the brightest, happiest cards in the deck. It's the card of being emotionally secure, stable, and just being happy and just just really happy with all that you have and being in a great emotional place. But then we get this Fool card here, and I see darkness, right? It's not the traditional reading of the Fool. I kind of read intuitively. So the feeling I'm getting here is that there's a lot of contrast in your life. There's a lot of light and there's a lot of darkness. And while this may seem weird to be grateful for the darkness, you have to realize that it's because of this contrast that you're able to learn and grow and expand. If you only had the light in your life, you would never learn any new lessons because there's nothing to challenge you. If you only had the darkness in your life, you would never learn any new lessons because there's nothing to show you past the darkness to light the way. But when you have even mixture of both, that's when you're doing the most learning, growing, expanding, and that's when you're becoming the best version of yourself. So I think this Thanksgiving season is you should really be grateful for the contrast in your life, the ups and the downs. Life is a roller coaster, and if you didn't have the downs, the up would be really boring. Or maybe strike that, reverse it. If you didn't have the downs, the up would be really boring. You'd just be sitting there, right? You're going up in the roller coaster, click, 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 click. And if there's no down part, then what's the point of it all, right? So it's great to have the contrast. And I think that's something that you can be grateful for this Thanksgiving, is the contrast in your life. Be grateful for the good, truly grateful, and be truly grateful for the bad as well, because it's teaching you. All right, it's just a quick reading for this Thanksgiving, something to be grateful for. I hope that made sense. I hope that resonated. I want to thank you for watching. If you want to catch a reading with me, you can do so through my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box below. And I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.